Here's a quote. He needs to let his ass... okay. He needs to... Here's a quote. Here's a quote. Here's one. That was my quote.
Drew Lynch.
Now, here's one from someone else. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Colt Blooded. I am your co-host, Drew Lynch, and we have another co-host ordinarily on this show with the Colt Blooded podcast. And I would say that there's always an action for every action, and there's a reaction for said action. And my reaction for that today is that of consequences. Because my co-host, Isak Allen, has once again forgotten a piece of our set. Last week, it was the thumbtacks for the sign. And this week, he really went above and beyond with his negligence. And he just forgot the whole sign. So we put the cone of shame on him. Please welcome my co-host, Isak Allen.
I apologize to... Well, really just to Drew.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly,
Thank
there's
you.
no one really else to apologize to.
That's the only answer.
And also a secondary apology to myself.
Oh, you're going to let yourself off the hook for this? That's insane to me.
No, I'm apologizing to myself. Like,
okay.
You
Got you.
fucked up.
All right, cool. Do you accept that apology from yourself?
I don't think
wouldn't.
I ever have accepted an apology from myself.
That's right, man. That's right. That's why you're wearing a Colts helmet from the 80s. We were almost the Baltimore Colts when you were wearing this. When you got this.
And I got to tell you that I mean, shoot, man, that fires me down.
It's a medium fire for me. You're not fully fired, but Shoot Shane Steichen has got me medium fired about the fact that you forgot such a big part of our set. And now throughout the episode, I'm really not that upset about this, Isak. But now I'm gonna play this up just for comedy. Okay, you can be upset, but I'm not that mad at you. But I'm gonna play it up like I am. But now, for this podcast, this specific one, where we will end up talking about probably the schedule that is actually out now, and we'll also have some quotes from some folks. But mostly throughout the episode, I have to remind people that this is the Colt Blooded podcast, a weekly podcast between two comedians where we talk about your Indianapolis Colts, because we believe that they are trending so freaking far up, and this is the moment where we get to show our true fanship. But you'll never know that because the sign is not there. I
think I've had enough, maybe.
Yeah, why don't you say, go ahead and take the helmet off. Okay. I think you did your time.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, no problem. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for joining us once again for the Colt Blooded podcast. I have so many things that I am actually fired up about. And I want to hear, but before I get to that, I want to hear what it is that you're fired up about, my guy.
Bro, I am fired up about a couple things.
Yeah.
One thing is it's a very positive thing, and the other one's like a negative. I'm turning into a positive.
Really?
Yeah, I'm bringing a little bit more of the. You know what it is? Because I feel so shamed. I feel like I'm bringing some extra fervor, but it's not forced because I feel this shit.
Wow.
I feel this shit.
Wow.
The first one that's just positive. I'm really hyped on Reggie Wayne. I'm really hyped on his influence in the wide receiver room because now we finally got weapons in that room. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's always been a thing with the Colts the past 5 years. It's like we just don't have an alpha in that wide receiver room.
I mean, Desmond Patton.
I mean, geez. I mean, that length. I mean, how do you not?
Do you want to know a fun, almost not fun story? I don't want to cut you off, but Desmond Patman, I think, slid into my wife's DMs or checked her story or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I felt honored. I was like, thanks, man.
For what did he say? What reason did he slide in?
I can't remember. I think she it was the Carson Wentz touchdown pass to the Cardinals. Sorry, against the Cardinals, not to the Cardinals, but that would be a Carson Wentz move.
We're winning. Here you go, birds.
Here you go. No. Remember 2 years ago against the Cardinals on Christmas Day, we had to win 3 in a row in order to get in.
Yeah.
Okay. So the guy who caught the pass in the end zone was Desmond Patman. Desmond Patman. Desmond Patman.
I remember that. That back of the end zone. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. And so anyway.
Dude, you know what's funny? The Hard Knocks curse is real.
It really is.
Because ours was the first in-season one.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first in-season one.
I didn't know that.
And we were headed for the playoffs
Yeah.
until that series came on.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we lose the last, like 3 in a row or 2 in a row, whatever it was, and miss the playoffs.
You're even cursed in the offseason, too, because the Jets with the...
No, that's what I'm saying. The curse is real. The Madden cover curse, the Hard Knocks curse, there's like a couple exceptions to the rule, like stupid Tom Brady, but like that's a real thing, man. And now every team... Dude, last year, who was the in-season team? Was it the Cardinals?
I think it was.
Yeah. They were like doing fine, and as soon as that... It hit in mid-season. Their whole season just fell down the tubes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Before Reggie Wayne has got you fired up right
Here's why. Because now, after years of a lack of talent, a lack of
explosive,
let's say everything on the wide receiving core, just all of it was. There was a lack in all attributes in some level. The average attributes were not high.
I mean, I think we kind of covered it up with Ty for a while. We were kind of like, I mean, Ty's the guy, but he was also like an older guy.
I guess, but the thing is now that we got Adonai, and we got AD, we got AP, we got Downs, we got Kylan Granson, we got Pittman, we got when hopefully Jelani and Ogletree can come back.
Yeah.
Obviously, Richardson back, JT back in the backfield after missing a few games last year.
There's a lot of backs in the back.
I mean, a lot of backs back.
It's a lot of back.
And a lot of receivers back. But Reggie Wayne, this is his 3rd year with us as a coach. I think he's done a great job scheming things up, but this is only...
You think he's going to take that next step?
I think he's going to take that next step.
Development of a coach?
Beard-wise, as a coach. He's going to get hair transplants. Look like his younger self.
We're just always talking about how players take the next step in year 3. It's like, I think he's really ready to take that next step as a coach.
I think he's really earned it. He's busted his ass in camp. No, but because this is the first time, it's only 3 years, but he had Reich and then Shane and now Shane again. So he's finally in the same system and he's got all this added talent. And his main thing, the thing that I love about him as a coach is what he can do for receivers in the long term, is give them advice, because his career went so long.
Yeah.
He went from the young, fast dude to like when Luck came along, savvy vet who was still producing at a high level when TY came along. So he can, when Pittman gets up there in years and then Adonai's kind of creeping behind because he's the younger, it's like Reggie knows how to give both of them advice. He's like, Pittman, you're getting up there now. You're kind of an old fart. Here's what you got to do. You got to this is how I did it. And you can tell Adonai, but you young buck, check out my footage from 06 when I did like you can do that shit. And that's what I'm saying. He can, the vets and the young guys on the receiving corps, he can at every level now tell them what to do with some sort of factual accuracy. Right. Because he's done it. I mean, think about the Chuck Pagano game. Reggie was like old in that game. The Chuck cancer whatever game against Green Bay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that stupid cancer Chuck thing was.
Yeah, that thing whatever. It's in the past. And
and that little thing that came up. What was it? I think cancer. That's right.
There was some orange involved. I don't know. It was like a whole wearing shoes or whatever. I just
remember it was getting in the way of football. I just remember thinking, this is annoying.
Yeah. You know what? That's one of my favorite Bill Burr takes, by the way, is just like how it gets in the way of like enjoying yourself. Like, let's make you cry right before you enjoy yourself. So he was old in that game. He was he knows how to play with 2 different quarterbacks. Sure. Like he's got all this wealth of knowledge that I think this receiving core that's been lacking for so long, he can put on them. So I'm fired up.
I'm fired up about that too. I mean, I think they said in the presser with Chris Ballard actually said it, where he was talking about how excited he is getting to watch Reggie Wayne kind of flourish as a coach, and I know we've talked a little bit about this, but I'm so partial to the way that the Colts run things, because I like the fact that they keep so much of their guys even after the fact. Like it's that's just such a cool thing. Like you got Mathis sometimes who's commenting who's in the comments with stuff. You know what I mean? Like I just like that you have a lot of Colts veterans who still kind of stick around the organization. That speaks to their integrity.
And it's just old school. I miss that. That's a thing that fans have complained about for years. In basketball, in baseball for even longer, but in football, is just that it's never incestuous enough anymore. It's like there's like in NBA now, people switch teams like
there's no loyalty.
I mean, think about it. LeBron was going to be the savior of Cleveland, and he had to like go through a messy divorce with them and then go back and be like, look, let me give you what you're owed. And at one time, here's the championship. Now I'm going to bounce again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I just think it feels like, what are you even rooting for then?
Yeah.
It's a collection of players that you've acquired from everywhere.
That's what I will say as Colts fans, even though like people don't really, we're always under the radar. We fly under the radar as diehard fans.
Yeah.
When you think diehards, people think Steelers, they think Patriots, they think, Jets, they think, they don't think Colts.
Right.
But it's like the Colts have been one of the most in-house teams.
Yeah.
As far as keeping their players goes.
Yeah.
And
that's got you fired up.
So that's that. I mean, shoot, man.
I have something that's got me fired up too as well. Indianapolis sports in general got me fired up, boy.
Look at them Pacers.
Look at them Pacers right now in the NBA playoffs. We just drafted Caitlin Clark.
To the Pacers?
Yes. Yeah.
Is she gonna play point guard?
Pacers.
Center.
Yeah.
She's playing center.
Yeah. She would be a cool addition to any team, but to see her play one game with the Pacers, I think would be great. But in general, I just think I saw they got some artwork. I think that's on like 56th Street, I think, in downtown Indianapolis. Really? Yeah, that's got the three. They say it the three. They've got Tyrese Halliburton, they have Caitlin Clark, and they have Anthony Richardson. Just kind of like this, like
that's
art.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
That's
I think that's
cool.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like in the downtown Indianapolis area, there's not like a lot of spirit there. They put the lights. They make the lights blue for a lot of the downtown buildings when we have like home games and stuff. Right. We have a victory or whatever. They'll do that to the Christmas tree around the holidays. But it's like it's just that is something that we can all kind of rally around. That's like a I don't know. It's a tangible piece of art that you can look at to be like, oh, these are three big representatives of our city.
It like signifies a resurgence of the sports community in Indianapolis.
Exactly.
Yes. And because the WNBA, I guess is kind of put on more of the map, maybe. And yeah. I almost think that there's no coincidence that Bill Burr's joke about that at Red Rocks on his special had something to do with that in a small way. Because, dude, that's the bit. Surprise me. That's the bit everyone references from him about the WNBA. That's like that was the best bit from the special. A lot of comics say that. A lot of like whatever, and it's just. And now that I think the WNBA is doing it right in a way, as far as marketing, as far as I know, right? It's
jeez.
Yeah. What did they say? It was a male subsidized league in the first place. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and they just couldn't figure out what to do with the money that the men were giving them. And now it's like, hey, now they got it. Like you do your thing now, ladies. Like, yeah, that's a good thing to get fired up about. The second thing that fires me up will be real quick.
Yeah.
That's the negative turning into a positive here.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this.
The Colts have one primetime game.
Jets.
And every other game is a Sunday game, whatever, I guess like a day, whatever, early game, pretty much. And you know who has 6 primetime games? The fucking Texans.
Yep.
We were this close to overtaking them last year for the AFC South. Literally, a one play away.
Sure.
And that's the disrespect that the Colts get. So you know what? I'm happy to fly under the fucking radar and then just take them the fuck out.
It's more the Colts style anyway. I mean, there are some years where it feels justified to kind of dismiss the Colts, and maybe we're a little bit more delusional about how we feel than what is actually represented with our record or with our talent. But I do prefer being underestimated rather than overestimated. Yes. And I do think that is the difference between what the Colts are battling versus what the Texans are battling. I think the expectations are high. Even if you listen to pundits, you listen to, expectations are high for them. And 6 primetime games is insane.
It's insane.
I mean, there's one other team that has like 7, and then everyone else has 6.
They had one more win than us. They had one more win than us.
I know. We were beating them. No, even if we beat them, we wouldn't have gotten 6 primetime games, I don't think so.
No, it's a good point. That's a good point.
They want to watch CJ Stroud. They got Stephon Diggs there now. They want to watch the young coach. They want to watch the young defense. I mean, that's what they want to watch. And I think like we'll learn a lot about CJ Stroud in this next year with what he is able to do. 6 is a lot. That's a disrespectful amount of games to the Colts.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like it was personal towards the Colts.
Yeah.
How many primetime games the Texans got?
That's my point. Is I'm like, this is, now that I'm bringing it up, you're like, I can see it. I can see the shift in your attitude right now.
I'm mad about it. Who?
I did it. Remember the segment we have where
I know,
how can I make true negative? I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
But
Now you've done it.
But yet now you've done it.
Now you've done it.
The now you've done it
Now
segment.
I'm on my Google.
That should be the segment. Now you've done it.
Now you've done it. Great. Now you've done it.
New segment, everybody. Now you've done it.
Now I'm pissed. Here we go. The Houston Texans will be playing in 4 primetime games.
Oh, someone said 6 on a podcast.
Damn it.
Chris Sims.
I'm not as upset now.
I'm still pretty upset.
Okay, fine.
4-1?
All right, fine. You're right. All right, I'm back upset again.
Vegas odds, what would you take?
Here we go. A Christmas Day game against the Baltimore Ravens. All right.
We should play that one.
Yeah.
We beat them last year.
Yeah, but this
with
here's the
freaking
thing.
Minshew.
They lost to him though. They lost to him in the playoffs, and that's why they're trying to push that.
Oh, they did. That's right.
You know,
okay. All
that's
right.
what they're trying to push that. Okay, and then they also have the Dallas Cowboys, which feels strange.
Weird.
And then who else do they have?
Oh, but it's a Texas thing.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
An in-state rival is what they said. And then it looks like why would they just give me all 4, right? Why would they make me click the link and then I have to read the shit? Week
Get
1
those clicks, baby. Get those clicks.
Come on.
Meanwhile, we're sitting over here with the Jets.
Yeah, I know. Which I mean, we played them. We played them 3 years ago in prime time. That was I'm almost positive.
We whooped that. We got in that ass.
Yeah, that was when Jonathan Taylor was breaking off.
He ran for 500,000 yards.
He was breaking off a piece, dude.
Even when he didn't need to. That was what made me laugh. I was like,
I think that that run that he did against the Jets was 2 things. One, I'm almost positive that was when he recorded the in-season record for speed.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was like 22 something. Yep. And then that was the other one where, because an ode, I love when he does this. He has an homage to his past, his track history. So when he crossed the threshold of the end zone, he did the little nod
he does
thing.
The bust through the tape.
Yeah, he goes like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay, there's a Kansas City. Houston will face the defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, in a Saturday game.
Again, another team we've beaten like 2 out of the last 3 times we've played them.
Yeah.
Just not the playoffs, which I guess, let's count that as like 2. So let's say half the time.
I don't know if that's a primetime game. They're not just giving me the primetime games. This is kind of, here we go. Wait, no, they're not. They're not giving me primetime games, that doesn't look like. Hang on. There's the Baltimore game, okay? And then, here we go, Dallas, and then they also have New York Jets. Okay, so now it's even more disrespectful.
Now it's even worse.
Like we're not even special. And then
we're not even outside of
special. And then they have Detroit as well, which looks like a 7:20 p.m.
And that's also disrespectful because we play them in regular time.
I know. In regular time. In normal times.
Normal times. We play the Lions.
Here's the thing. Here's what makes me fired not so up. Here's what makes me not so fired up. This is the AFC South defensive ranks right now. Colts 24th.
What?
Jaguars. This was as of last season. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I imagine it's still right now. You can't. There's nothing to be able to deduce where they are now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the Colts are 24th in overall defense. The Jaguars are 22nd in overall defense. The Titans are 17th in overall defense, and the Texans are 14th in overall defense.
So they're all honestly, they're all kind of within the same tier.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it feels like 24th feels different than 14th.
True.
That's 10 away.
Yeah. I just don't. Who is that? PFF? Like, what rankings were those?
Yeah. That was
PFF?
that was Fox right there, but it looks like that was just based on their. I think they might just be pulling stuff from PFF.
I take Fox's stats with a grain of salt, just like their politics. But it's like I take any politics with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But like, I don't know. I'm not. That doesn't bug me as much because the Colts defense just really faded down the stretch. That's really what bugged me about it. They actually started off pretty damn good. And then down the stretch, they started giving up these huge chunk plays, and it became this like thing where the offense had to rally. Minshew had to somehow rally back. But then there's like the Patriots game where it was, the granted Patriots offense was in shambles, but our defense held them to 3 points?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And I don't know. I just feel like our defense now with Leatu and now all this, hopefully people making second-year leaps, which was kind of what Ballard was banking on because we kept so many in-house people.
Yeah.
I think our defensive rank is going to shoot up. I think it's going to shoot. Maybe not even up to 14, but it's going to be enough that where the offense is going to be putting them in good positions to succeed.
And they did talk a little bit about how the offense if the offense improves, so does the defense.
Exactly.
Right, like if you're scoring, it especially, that's always true, but I think it's especially true for Gus Bradley's system.
Right.
Because he's a bend don't break. He's keep everything in front of you, and if you're way up, like you said, if we're way up,
they're
and
going to be forced to throw it, chuck
it. And
okay.
so that improves them, and also we were one of the better third down defenses in the league.
Interesting. I'm used to us being
third down defense. We were 10th in third down defense.
I was gonna say, I'm used to us being a shitty third down defense.
It doesn't pass the eye test, that third down defense stat right there.
You know why?
Yeah.
It's because they converted so many. Maybe this might be false, but this is how I see it as a fan. Someone can correct me later online, but I felt like a lot of what was frustrating about our third down defense is if it was like third and like 1, we would stuff them.
But if it was like
third and like 20, where they were just like 5 seconds to throw, 7 seconds, 9 seconds, and then he'd just chuck a Hail Mary. Some dude would dive and catch it 50 yards down the field, and you're just like, this is the third quarter, boys. Step it up.
Yeah, what was the sack for then?
Yeah, what was the point of the second down sack?
Exactly. Yeah. It is a little bit of shooting himself in the foot like that. Yeah. And did you see the video that the Colts shared of Latu like knocking the coach over?
I sent you that.
Yeah.
I sent you that. Yeah. That was like,
so
got me a little fired up. I mean, shoot, man, that got me a little. Yeah, so I did see it.
Yeah, okay, good.
That'd be funny if I just sent it to you without watching it.
You look at it, lackey.
You let me know how you feel, Mr. Lynch. All right, let's get in the schedule here.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Week 1 versus the Texans at home. I don't know what I said last time, but I'm saying W, and I got reasons.
Okay, hit me with them.
I'm saying W. I'm saying because when Richardson played against them last year, the one game played against them, he lit them the fuck up. On the feet and through the air. And I know Stroud is way more developed than when we played them last year, week 2 or whatever it was in the season.
Yeah.
But it's just, dude, we're at home. We got to break this week 1 curse.
Yeah.
It's not the Jaguars, so it's a more likely chance we'll break the curse.
Yeah.
And it's not in Jacksonville.
Right.
It's at home. It's against a team we know and we just always play well no matter how good or bad they are.
Yeah.
We came so close last year, and it's just... I think Richardson lights him up again because they just don't have a lot of film on him. I think Stroud, we play Stroud well, even though he's amazing.
Sure.
And I just think that they're just not going to be as prepared for us to come out swinging.
We don't play Stroud well. Our offense plays their defense well. That's different. I don't think we play Stroud well, at least yet.
I mean, we don't let him go hog wild on us.
He did. I mean, dude, the first quarter and the fourth quarter and the last season of the game last year, I mean, he kind of tore us up.
Okay, but
he kind of like when we're talking about somebody who's making those 3rd and 20s.
Right,
it's him.
That's a good point. He frustrates us for sure.
Yeah, but I think our offense lines up so nicely against their defense.
I think if our defense takes the leap that you and I are expecting,
we expect it.
Then I think they come through. I just have a good feeling about this game, and I have a good feeling about Richardson being back and Adonai and Leatu making an impact on this game specifically right away.
Right.
And I feel like we're going to get to Stroud. I know they improved their O-line the last half of last year and in the draft.
Yeah.
I just think there's something about, what I think it comes down to too in the end is coaching. I think Shane and D'Amico, this is every time we play the Texans, I think that's the real battle.
Sure.
Shane and D'Amico. Because,
interesting.
Yeah, because it's just D'Amico's a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
But he's a head coach now, so he's not always focused on that, but he's learning how to rally the troops. Shane's an offensive-minded guy, and he's a head coach now, so he's not all on the offensive side, but he calls the plays, and he rallies, and he knows how to rally the troops. These 2 great coaches.
In one way, that makes me almost feel better about playing the Texans for the future. If you think about it as Steichen versus Ryans, you're kind of like, oh, okay, if our offense lines up well against their defense, and that is a D'Amico Ryans coached defense, and all we have to do is improve getting ourselves getting to Stroud, it's kind of like it's not a done deal, but it's just that's how we kind of seal off.
We can tunnel vision the focus a little bit on what we need to do.
Yeah.
Whereas they're like, we got to plan for all these things from the Colts now that Richardson's back and now that their offense is humming and now that possibly they get more pressure. And you know what I mean?
Here's what I like about this game, but here's why I'm also so cautiously optimistic. Okay. A lot of people are saying that this is kind of like, this is what the locker room in Houston is going to be saying all the way leading up until this game. Let's pick up right where we left off. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I think the Colts locker room is also going to be saying that, but with a different sort of taste in their mouth. And I think this is a game that sets the tone a little bit for the rest of the Colts season. Because if we got shut down from the playoffs by losing to the Texans and they come back into Lucas Oil and beat us again, it kind of feels a little bit like, it's dispiriting. That's a way to be dispirited. It's more than just a loss. It's like, okay, they had our number for whatever reason we couldn't. We should be able to right the wrong from last season. That's the way that feels to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, let's right that wrong. And have it not be like let's pick up right where they. I don't want them coming into our hometown in our home stadium being like this. That's right. I don't want them to get too familiar with winning in our stadium.
Right, like we were with them in the TY days.
Exactly, like it just happened, and let's just do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to bookend the end of a season and the beginning of one with 2 W's in our home stadium. Mm-hmm. That's just that
you don't
pisses me off.
Yeah, you don't want it to get it fires you.
It fires me.
It fires you.
It fires me.
I'm
fired.
You.
Yes.
It makes you a fire.
I am very fiery.
You are a fire. No, but to that point, what's interesting is that I was going to say we don't want them to start reacting to when. Like their face lights up when someone says Lucas Oil Stadium. Like we don't want that the same way our face lights up when someone says NRG.
Exactly.
When someone says NRG Stadium, I'm always like,
yeah, the good old days. Yeah, TY. Yeah. They should put a poster of TY there.
A statue, like a Peyton statue.
Yeah,
out front.
Yeah, for touchdown record.
Yeah, I think. And here's the last thing I'll say about that week 1 because we got to move on. But I think I want to see what you think about this real quick. That a win is going to matter more in that game than a loss would.
Yeah.
I think a loss wouldn't affect us as much because we're used to losing week 1.
Okay.
And we just, I think we're just used to that and we're used to you were used to losing week 1 at home. Right. In a lot of ways. Away and home, but equally. Yeah. And so I think it's just like, we've climbed out of this hole before, but it's like if we win all those things you said, we establish a dominance thing, we cut the Texans off at the pass of like, our home is not your home.
Right.
You shall not pass. Right. Motherfucker.
Right.
And I think it sets all that stuff up for the future. It lets them know Richardson is back. It lets them know like everything about that win would scream, we're coming for everybody.
We need everybody who is going to the Lucas Oil game for week 1 to like show out and cheer because we don't know how bad we are yet.
Yes.
So like that's the advantage that we have in being week 1 is we don't know if we're bad. We don't know. Like we don't know. I mean, I can't imagine we are. I'm just saying like that's the advantage of week 1 is like there's still so much hope in the air.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and we're just starting off week 1 with so many more weapons than last year. The JT holdout, not there.
Right.
I mean, Richardson has at least a few games under his belt now, and he's coming back with those tree trunk legs.
No off-field distractions or development, little speed bumps that we have to get into.
Yes, it's just and if we win, it's going to be a clean fucking win.
All right.
Week 2.
Packers. I might go to this game. Actually, I'll probably be at both of these games that we just mentioned so far.
You doing shows out there?
No.
Dude, I want to go. I'll fucking go again. We had a great time at the Bucks game when we went there. We might actually go to the Texans game. That would be hella fun. But I've never been to Lambeau. Tell me how you feel. Like, what are your first impressions of this game? I think, first of all, do you say W or L with the Texans?
Oh man, I know. By the way, we said L last week.
Oh, we did.
We did. We said L for at home.
Then we said win for away.
Yeah, because I believe for away we're right. yeah. So we said L for at home.
I'm gonna say win at home. I'm changing mine to win.
You're changing yours to win. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Okay, fine. I'll.
You know you want to, buddy.
All right, so I'm gonna create another one here. So Texans. Yes. All right.
So Packers, I think we also come away with a W.
What?
I said L last time too. I know because, or did I? I don't even know what I said because I know we're at Lambeau, but I just think the Colts are a great week 2 team. Like for some reason, we always get a sour taste from that week 1 loss that we always have, and then we come out swinging fucking haymakers in week 2. And I think that the Packers, despite being a pretty well-rounded and well-coached team, it's going to be great weather. It's not later in the season.
Sure.
I don't know what their running game is going to be like. Do they still have Aaron Jones?
I don't
They lost Dylan.
Yeah, I think they might still have Aaron Jones.
So they got Aaron Jones, who I guess is going to be the bell cow now, but who knows? I mean, he's taking some hits. I don't know how young he is. He might be getting up there, so I don't know who they drafted. And Jordan Love is great.
Yep.
And they got their wide receiving core that's great. Their defense is just, I've never trusted the Packers defense. You can run all over them.
The running back is Josh Jacobs.
Oh, okay.
That actually changes things quite a bit.
Is it a 2-headed monster then? Jones is still there?
I'm not sure, but I know that changes things quite a bit.
It does, but like maybe so for our defense, right? So I think this game might be high scoring, but I just don't. It might not because I think it might be a run fest, honestly, with Jacobs. Because if we pick up where we left off with the run defense last year, Jacobs will carve us up piece by piece. But with the way the Packers' run defense is, Taylor is going to have a good game.
I have to go with you for whatever reason on this Packers game. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. I guess, yes. I mean, yeah, week 2, we tend to do really well. What was our week 2 last year?
I mean, hell
Texans?
If I know. Yes.
I think it was, huh?
Yeah, we beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. All right.
And weather. I just think weather's a big part. Colts have issues with weather. And when there's not weather issues, we're fine.
Right. And then we kind of go right to, like, this is kind of fun. We go to when the Bears come to us. I was going to say, I thought we were going to the Bears. And I was like, this is going to be, I mean, let's just get the whole NFC North out of the way in September. It would be nice. But it looks like the Bears are coming to the Colts. I think people are way overestimating what the Bears are going to be able to do.
This is a win. Do you say, and so you, I think it's a win.
For Packers, you're saying a win? I will say a win as well just because of the week 2
and
sort of bump.
I'm going to go 3 wins in a row.
Wow.
Like you said, the Bears are not ready. We tend to play out of division or out of conference teams pretty well, except once in a blue moon, like a Cowboys will come in and stomp us for no reason because of injuries or whatever. But like,
we always have a slow start to the season. I don't know what it is.
There's something about a turnaround I'm just seeing in my head. I can't really explain it. I know it's coming off as ignorant.
No, it's okay.
But it's like the stars are aligning with these games, I feel like, and they're aligning with a Colts turnaround at the beginning of the season. And with a new coach like Shane, with Bradley being with us for so long, and just keeping it with the draft picks we've had, with the free agents we've kept and picked up, I just think there's something about it that screams like we've had enough of this lull since the Peyton and Luck days.
Here's what I'll tell you. Of the 3 games we've said so far, I feel most confident about taking the win against the Bears.
Me too.
Okay.
There's no way a team like with a first round rookie QB
and Eberflus coming in.
And who's the other QB for the Bears?
I don't know.
Because like whatever battles they're going to be at QB
Caleb Williams is the starter indefinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no disputing that.
Dude, and you just know how it is. The Bears are not like they've now loaded up on talent in this but they still got to get the pieces together. I mean, look at what so many of these teams out there, like the Chargers I always reference, with so much talent that can never get the pieces together.
Sure.
Now the Bears are rebuilding.
Right.
And they need to do it with a rookie quarterback and get all these pieces together. It's like, I still don't trust their offensive line. Not as far as I can throw them.
You told me something about how many rookies were playing this year, right? It's like a lot?
It's the Colts are playing like 4 teams that could possibly have a rookie quarterback starting, which would be the first time that's happened since the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
For the Colts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, wow. That could be, I mean.
And this is just one, Caleb's not going to be ready, dude. With the team around him, that offensive line, again, Swiss cheese.
He's got superstars, but
look at what happened with Bryce Young. When you're a rookie, when you're a touted first-round pick, rookie quarterback with a Swiss cheese offensive line, Caleb's going to get beat to a pulp. We're going to test.
I don't think so. They improved. They improved. I don't think it's going to be drastic. I do think that the Bears will lose, but I don't think it's going to be drastic.
I think we're going to sack the shit.
So you're going to say a win versus the Bears, and I have a feeling you're going to say a win versus the Steelers as well.
I am.
You son of a bitch. So then you're saying that the Colts first L, the first L that we take is against the Jaguars in Week 5. You're not even considering. You're considering that even being a win as well.
No, I'm just sad because I do want to say win, but I'm gonna go with loss.
Here's the thing. This year, I want the Jacksonville curse and the Week 1 curse. Like I said last episode, I want them to be gone. I want them done. I want both done. So if that's true, okay, if that's true, then that means I have to accept that if we beat the Steelers, which I think is probable. I think it's probable. It's more probable than just possible. Then that means I'm having to accept that we go 5-0 and we vanquish 2 curses that have impeded us.
You know what? I'm
going
to say it too.
My God!
There's too much. There's too much. I know we just sound like such homers right now, but
is insane.
There's too much lining up, bro. Like honestly, think about it. Cause think about it, man.
I am.
The weather's great in Lambeau when we're gonna play away, and then we got 2 home games right in a row. Bears, Steelers. The Bears have a rookie QB with a Swiss cheese offensive line. The Steelers have a quarterback competition. What teams that ever have QB competitions end up doing well? None. I looked it up last night. It's the last time that happened was with the Browns in like the early 2000s or some shit. Like when you have a true QB competition, that team is not going to do well. It's just a fact. And we finally broke the Steelers curse last year. And I think, like I said last episode, there's going to be a wave. It's going to be a wave of breaking it. And then we go into Jacksonville, and I think maybe this is going to be where the curse resets. But it's like, dude, all of these games are Sunday. We get 7 days to prep and it's between. There's no Thursday night games throwing it off. There's no Saturday, whatever. There's no Monday night. So it's like we're going to go into the Jags with a consistency in the way we play. And if we're consistently at 4-0, then we're going to be consistently at 5-0 with them if we're going to break that curse.
All right. I'm going to have to go back then. I can say that the Texans, dude, this doesn't feel right to me.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
But it makes sense. It doesn't feel right, but it makes sense.
It just doesn't feel right. I'm going to say that, here's what I'll say.
Because we're not losing to the Titans the next.
No, right. Well,
we're going to sweep them.
I don't know. I mean, I just think if we were to go 3-0 in our division in the first 6 games, I think then we take the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Well, guaranteed.
If we in the first 3 games that we play an interdivisional rival, we're beating them, especially the Jags and the Titans on the road, which is back to back, by the way. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm saying that's why I'm thinking it's so unlikely for us to get the first seed, because I think it's so unlikely we go 3-0 against our division in the first 6 games. That's just, I mean, and I'm not trying to be. I just, divisional opponents always play each other tough, and there's going to be some kind of wrinkle in there, which makes me believe I'm going to have to break the idea that just because we win Week 1 means we're gonna vanquish the freaking Jags curse.
Yeah.
I want this to be the year where it's both. I do. I want it to be both.
I'll say L. I'll say L for that game.
Okay.
I'm going to say L.
All right.
I don't want to get too high.
I'm willing to say that the Colts beat the Packers, Bears, Steelers, and Titans,
yes,
but might lose to the Texans or the Colts.
Okay.
Keep maintain realistically, not that much changes from year to year. Most teams, they kind of hover right around, wherever they are. We're always hoping for the best, and occasionally you get a team where it's like, oh shit, it all clicked for them one year, and Joe Burrow got healthy that same year, and then they're in the friggin' Super. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it happens that way. But realistically, on paper, we're always hype. We're always excited. There's an injury that's gonna be unforeseen that we don't know, that's gonna affect something, and it's much more closer to whatever the curse is than it is than just equalizing it.
Yeah.
So I would say that I'm gonna take the L at the L at least versus the Jaguars.
I'll take that too. So
Steelers are a dub.
I say we still go 4-0.
Okay.
And then 4-1, and then 5-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the Dolphins.
You're talking faster than I can type here. Jaguars is an L. For whatever reason.
My only L.
I'm happy to say that's an L because I want to be pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
I want to be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so Jaguars L, and then Titans. You say W on the road.
I say W on the road, man.
Oh man, I'm feeling weird about my Packers pick now. All right, keep going.
I was gonna maybe retract that one a little bit, but I just feel like in a dogfight, which I think it's gonna be with Josh Jacobs and JT and two bad run defenses, expected to be bad run defenses. I think it's gonna be a dogfight, and I think the Packers are not good at dogfights.
You think our run defense is not good?
Yeah, dude, the way they ended last year was like the most frustrating shit ever.
We added Raekwon Davis, and then we re-signed Grove.
Raekwon's all right. Grove, of course. Yeah,
I think we were stout for running defense last year.
For a while, maybe for the beginning, but we
have it right in front of me. I'm gonna see.
Yeah, look it up, man.
I'm
pretty sure we turned into defensive Swiss cheese for a minute.
Rushing defense. The Colts were 24th. Okay.
But I think they were top 15 at the beginning, first half of the season. There's something happened to them, man. I don't know.
I'm changing the Packers to the L. I don't know what to tell you.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna keep it a W. I just don't think
it a W.
I don't think they do well in a dogfight. They do well in a shootout, but I don't think they do well.
I think when the Packers look at the schedule, when the Packers look at their schedule, they're looking at us saying that's a W right there.
Which will be their downfall.
Okay, what's next?
The Dolphins, I think we take the L.
We take the L on that.
Dude, even though it's at home, I just think turf, slate film, turf. I think this, with all those speedsters, I think our inexperienced secondary sort of just a little bit shows their inexperience. Maybe.
I agree.
Not inexperience. Just I don't know if any of them have the measurables to keep up with with Waddle and Tyreek and who they get now recently. That's like Agnew. They got another fast person they drafted.
Yeah.
Not Worthy. He went to the Texans.
No, they got Odell.
Yeah.
Odell, I think, is on the Dolphins.
But who they draft? They drafted another speedster, right?
Probably.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're thinking of Xavier Worthy on the Chiefs.
But
it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me to even know. I know that to me they just line up well against us, and I think they take the W.
Yeah, and I think they cause a lot of turnovers from us in that game. I think we kind of falter.
Okay.
In that department.
Who you got next?
Texans. Oh.
We're hoping for the sweep.
Mother F. This is. I don't know, man. I'm torn.
I'm looking at the ethers here.
My butt is torn.
I'm taking the W. I'm taking the W against the Texans. I'm taking the W tentatively right now. What would you like to say?
Golly, you
want me to write golly? What would you like?
I'll go W too.
Okay, W.
Fuck it. Let's go optimism here.
I love that. Who next?
The Vikings W.
Because
I just think
rookie head coach, quarterback,
rookie QB that people aren't even like predicting is going to do anything.
So really. Far we're 3-0 against NFC North, which I just don't see being very possible. I think we lose to Detroit later, but yes. I'm taking the L versus the Packers. They play the Eagles week 1. The Packers do.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, for whatever reason, I think that the way that game goes, let's say they lose to the Eagles, I think they come in nasty against us.
Yeah, the Eagles are not on the most upward trajectory.
No, but
so I don't know.
You can't really ever count them out. And the Packers are at Eagles, so this will be the first home game that the Packers are playing in the regular season is the Colts coming to Lambeau. So that's why I'm also feeling like shit.
Okay, I get that.
Oh, you're changing yours, or are you keeping it? Keep it if you want.
I'm keeping it.
All right,
I'm going positive today, bro.
I see that.
I had a good set last night. Fucking wow. Booker told me I feel good. So
all right. Who after the Vikings you taking?
With the Bills. Oh, good God. I think I said W last time.
You did say W last time.
I want to say W again because we just line up with them so well, and they lost so many weapons, or they lost 1 or 2 weapons. I don't know though, man. That's going to be a battle. That one's going to be a battle.
I like it as a W for me
because it's at home. If it was in bad weather or something in Buffalo, I think they win. But
it's a W for me.
It's a W. I'll go W too.
Cool. Who you got next?
Jets.
Oh boy. Last week we said, I think we said W.
We said W last week.
Wait, New York Jets, one of us said L, one of us said W. I think you said L. I think I said W.
Really?
I think so.
I feel like I would have said W.
I mean,
I don't know myself. Let me look in the mirror.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's possible, but I think you said L and then maybe I said W, or maybe it was inverted. But
I'll go L.
Okay.
I'll go L because I think Roger stays healthy, and I think with Robert Saleh,
okay,
it's going to be a chess match between Saleh and Shane.
I take
but Rodgers is just the more experienced.
I'll take the L on that one too.
Yeah.
I think that between the Bills and the Jets, we split one of those.
Yeah, I agree.
Split one of those. Who next?
But that's so insulting to say in a way that we beat the Bills and lose to the Jets.
I know, but sometimes the Colts do shit like that.
That's a good point.
Who next?
Lions, we lose.
Lions, okay.
They're just such a well-rounded team, and I think that.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Yeah.
Pats is a win.
Pats is a win, you think?
It is later in the season.
It is later in the season, which is what's different between this week and last week.
But what I said was it'll be a closer game than you think if it's there later in the season. But if it's there at home earlier in the season, we wipe the floor with them. So I think it's a W either way.
You think it's a W either way?
Either way, I think it's a W.
You know, I think that's fair because that's also going to be one of the rookies that we play. And it is December 1st that we're playing them.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I think it's just going to be...
All right, who next? Pats W.
Broncos.
Another rookie quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
We beat them last time in Mile High, and I think we do it again.
I think we do it again. I don't see us. The problem, Drew, is I'm coming off almost too optimistic. I definitely am. Not maybe. I am.
I went and rectified some of the others for me, not for you.
Yeah, I think okay. Fuck it. Put me down as an L for Green Bay.
An L? Really?
Yeah, I don't trust them in a dogfight, but I don't trust the Colts to start 2-0, maybe is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because the Colts are the kind of team that if they broke that week 1 curse,
they lose.
They would come out week 2 and break a good curse.
That's the same way I feel about the Jets and the Bills midseason is the same way I feel about the Texans and the Packers. I think we go 1-1 between that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Broncos is a dub. Who after the Broncos?
Titans, I think we sweep them.
You think the Titans is a sweep?
Titans at home, man. Ooh. And I think at this point in the season, a lot's going to be on the line.
Now, was there a new head coach last year for them, or is there a new head coach this year? No, we beat Vrabes last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we swept him with Vrabes last year. This is a rookie head coach coming in.
And we beat him when they switched from Tannehill to Levis.
Okay.
So mid-game.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable, and I'm happy with beating the Titans. I never.
I just think we do the Buckner sweep on them again.
I love it.
I just think we do it.
Who after that?
Giants.
Okay.
They still got Daniel Jones, right?
They do still have Daniel Jones. They might be a better team than everybody's thinking. But
I'm kind of thinking so too, but they still don't. They don't have the right mentality, I think. They don't have the right front office. They don't have the right...
Get your head right, Giants.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. They don't have...
what? You're taking a W there?
Yeah, because here's what happens. Daniel Jones, he has no... They've never set him up for success. Everybody wants to blame him. But look at his wide receiving core. Who was their best ever that they've had? Fucking Richie St. James?
They have Malik Neighbors now. Superstar. Yeah. I'm going to take the L there because trap game. That's what I think.
You know what? Mark me down for trap game.
You son of a bitch. All right. And then Jaguars, I'm taking the W at the end of the season to get... I don't want to say to get in the playoffs because I would like to think that we've already established that we're there.
I was going to say, if our record is what we just said it was... and we play the Jags at the end, we might be resting some starters.
Here it is. Hang on. Going back with some of the stuff that we looked at, if we don't take the W against the Jaguars there, they sweep us.
I'm W for Jaguars there.
I am too.
So,
the L's that we have right now are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I think
interesting.
I think is pretty good. Honestly.
Do we have the same L's
2 more wins? No, we have one that's different, which is...
So is mine 5?
Yours is...
Am I more optimistic?
No, you're...
How many L's do I have?
Actually, no. If I switched... No, we're the same. We're the same.
Interesting.
We're the same. So...
Put me down for a win against the Packers. I'm changing it back to a dub. It's a dogfight, and we're
going for 2.
We're gonna ground and pound. Sons of cheesehead eating bitches.
Okay, so then what? So then you're saying 12-5. It's
yes.
3 more wins than last season. with Minshew, who had more experience.
That's very possible.
I'm just saying we don't quite exactly know what Anthony Richardson is. I mean, and he's gonna make some rookie mistakes, and we're gonna lose some that we should have won, and we're gonna win some that we didn't lose. But if you're comfy with a 12-5, I feel so good about 11-6, and I also feel good about, you know, like a 10-7 trying to get into the playoffs type situation. I think 10-7 gets you in the playoffs, but I think 11-6 it feels real good.
All right, I'm with it. I stand by everything that I said.
All right.
Change the Green Bay. No, I'm just kidding. Stupid.
This is Cold Blooded, the podcast, by the way.
Yes, Cold Blooded podcast.
Anybody would know that because we don't have a sign. And so, since I brought us in, why don't you take us out?
So, Cone of Shame back on. From the Horse's Mouth, our new segment.
I love it.
Yes. The details are so important in this league. There's so much parity, and you got to be all over it. Because if you're not, you're going to get beat. Who said it? Who nade it?
Who nade it? Shane Steichen?
Yep.
Come on now.
Ding, ding, ding. First one.
Nailed it.
The thing that I love that he talks about parity, because if you don't know what that means out there, that just means like in a league where everything is so equal no matter how far apart you are. You know what I mean? No matter what, they're all NFL teams. You could lose on any given Sunday. You could win on any given Sunday. I love that he refers to that because Steichen is a man of detail and nuance.
Yep.
And I feel like the way he calls is so perfect. It's such a chess. It's the same way a fighter throws feints before landing like an overhand right.
Interesting.
It's like,
wow.
Because, shoot. I mean, I've seen some of the ones that they drew up and some of the videos where people call Shane a genius and they drop it. He'll do like the same formations all the time. Mm-hmm. And then as the game goes on, second quarter, suddenly there's a new wrinkle in these formations.
Right.
So the defense expects, oh, this is going to happen again. Oh, wait, it's not.
Right.
And then they recover and they maybe stop it again in that same formation. Then the third quarter, all of a sudden that same formation's got 3 different possibilities that it could go with, depending on motion, depending on play action, depending on whatever little nuances. And Shane is just such a chess master when it comes to those calls. And just, I mean, I see him like, he reminds me of like Israel Adesanya in the UFC, style bender.
Interesting.
Where it's just like, he's a great counter puncher. And a lot of times he waits for you. The reason why he got beat by Sean Strickland was Sean Strickland's Philly show is just so simple. It's it's just punches and kicks, straightforward. There's no spinning anything. There's no jumping anything with Strickland. He's just Philly shell boxing style, but in mixed martial arts. He doesn't wrestle. He doesn't take him to the ground. But he beat this guy that's got all these tools because all he does is pressure. He goes straight in. But Steichen is a great counterpuncher. Fine, come on in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's why I like that quote so much.
Okay. Is that your quote?
I have one more, but that is one. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know, Shane Steichen, younger than Joe Flacco. Just thought that should be thrown out there. Heard that today on the way here.
That's
and I was
incredible.
Like, that's great. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because Steichen's got a bright future. Yeah. I think that Ballard and Irsay were talking like, all right, Steichen, like in his interview, like, we're looking for someone, they're expecting Steichen to be the coach for a long, like a Belichick level.
Like a Andy Reid kind of type thing.
Yes, because he's so young.
Yeah.
It's like a Sean McVay type thing too.
That's so funny. That's like when, that's like the college student that's older than the professor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little bit like that.
You could learn a thing or two. No, you could learn a thing or two.
Yeah. You
Sorry.
don't know. Yeah, quit parking in my spot.
Teachers only. Yeah. I know. I'm going to teach you a thing or two.
I'm a teacher of life.
On the way in.
You know what I'm saying? I have 3 jobs.
Here's a great quote, one of my favorites. And this is in reference to someone saying, is your division rivals the Titans? Oh. And this is the quote. Nah, because I done smacked them in the face a couple times. It really be Houston.
That is Zaire Franklin.
Yeah. You know, is it just because the cadence?
Yeah, it is. I was like, oh, that's for sure. That's for sure Zaire.
Man, I love it. Zaire is one of my favorite. I mean, he's a podcaster too, so he knows how to talk.
Yeah,
say funny stuff like that. But like, because I done smacked him in the face a couple times. Like
Man.
Titans, whatever.
I love.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I love Zaire. He's made some incredible like plays. I mean, he's come in the clutch really defensively for some stops. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I hope that we get to like take our foot off the gas as far as our run defense, because I know that you build your team to beat your division opponents, and
First and foremost.
with Eric Henry out of the division, I think everybody took a little bit of a breather with just like, dude, we don't have to like stack the middle or know that they're going to do a play action and Tannehill runs it to the side, just time and time again. I can't. Yeah. I mean,
no Henry and no Tannehill.
I know.
And Levis doesn't have the wheels Tannehill had. So.
I mean, on two hands, I can count the amount of times that the Titans beat us because of something like that. It's just it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it's embarrassing for us too, because we should be able to accommodate that.
Well, and now that we're in a system where our defense is going to be playing its own offense at practice, and that's our offense.
Yeah.
The quarterback could run at fast or throw or hand it off at any given time to an amazing running back. So,
here's a quote. He needs to let his ass. Okay. He needs to. Here's a quote. Here's a quote. Here's one. That was my quote.
Drew Lynch.
Now here's one from someone else. He needs to let his athleticism flow and be natural. I see a young man with a lot of upside. With the right coaches and system, he can be a perennial Pro Bowler.
Is that Richardson?
No.
Or is it? Or it's about Richardson?
It is about Richardson. That would be insane if it was Richardson talking about himself. I think he's.
Hey,
I think he's greatness.
Perennial Pro Bowler.
He's got that dog.
I got that dog in me.
No, but he's talking about he like in third person.
Looking in the mirror. Is it a Colts?
It's not a Colts person.
I was gonna say that makes it so much harder.
It does, right?
Perennial. Is it a scout from like another team?
It's a retired quarterback.
Retired. Is it Luck?
No. That would have been nice to.
You said it's not a Colts person.
Right.
Is it an AFC person?
He played in the NFC.
Oh, shit. Was he also a dual threat quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
In the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Donovan McNabb?
No.
Is it?
Close, though.
Oh. Culpepper?
No.
Is he even alive? I don't know. Why can't I think of any current... You said he's retired.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what team? I know I'm narrowing it down a lot here.
But... yeah, really. I'm going to spell his name. Eagles.
Oh. You just leave it there, and I'll see if I can figure it out. Hurts still plays for them, so it's definitely not him. Unless he retired, and I just don't know about it. And that's, I mean, as a Colts fan, I'm not surprised if I see that, because we've seen that before. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Vic.
Yeah.
Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, just because you got some guys who are,
He said the same exact thing about Lamar Jackson, and he was right.
Yeah. Sure.
That's a good point.
I just, I don't know. It's such a. It means more coming from somebody who had that skill set and knows, like, I hope it means more to somebody like Anthony, who's just like, all right, really, really take in the fact that some of these guys before you, in order to really have a longer career and be available, is, is to be able to protect yourself, and hopefully with the right coach and system, which it looks like he has.
Someone in the comments on YouTube was like really kind of ragging. He's a Colts fan, he or she, but was really ragging on like the Richardson pick when watching one of our episodes. Like commented on one of our things, and I was like, Richardson's. Everybody thinks he's so much smaller than he is. That's like the problem. It's like he's not, and he's gotten bigger. Like I didn't even think about this. He was already Josh Allen's size.
Sure.
And then you mentioned the tree trunk legs last time that you were fired up. That you were so. I mean, shoot, you were fired up about it.
I was fired up.
I mean, shoot and Shane and shoot. Fired up, and like now I'm more fired up because you talked about it, and then I was like, oh, he's gonna be bigger than Josh Allen.
I think that was deliberate. I think either a coach. It had to have been a coach.
I bet his upper body's probably thicker too.
Yeah, it had to have been a coach that came to him and said,
"Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Bulk
you want
up.
to take something, and maybe that de-incentivizes him to run, or when he does run, he's better able to take hits.
It's the NFL now, man. It's not college. You got to bulk up a little bit. Yeah. Everybody has to in some way, shape, or form.
We have to wrap this up.
I know. I just want to say real quick. It's funny when we were talking about Zaire. Zaire was talking about on some podcast or show about how like special teams back because he was a 7th rounder or whatever. He's playing special teams, and him and E.J. Speed talking about they were put in positions, you know, on special teams where it's that one position where it's like you got to be a dog because you're just gonna be blocking people like Calais Campbell. And he was like talking about how like, you know, I always try to. He was like, I hated that, man. He's like, he's like, I'm a dog, but it's like, hey. When you're sitting there on special teams, the kick happens and you're the guy whose assignment is block Calais Campbell or block Aaron Donald rushing down the field. He's like, and you're a linebacker, middle linebacker, like Sam Will linebacker. He's just like, what the? And he was talking about how he would try and like be cool with them. Like every time with the game, he'd be like, what up, C? What up, Calais? How you doing, dog? Like trying to dap him up and try to be like, hey, man, you good? You good? You need some water? You good? You need a towel? I got an extra towel. Like just so they don't go so hard on him. And I'm like, yo, that's like trying to make friends with your school bully.
Yeah, right.
You know,
just before school, like before school, you're like, hey man, I'll see you in there, but you know.
Yeah, I got you. But hey,
remember,
hey, you know what? I'll give you lunch money with interest today.
Yeah,
just I know you look like you
just
growing.
complimenting your bully before you go into school. You're just like, hey man, that looks new. That looks good.
Hey, you need help with your homework? I feel like you need help with your homework. You know. What are you doing? What's your grades like? Bro, get off of me, you little pipsqueak, because it's the 80s bully. Get off me, you little pipsqueak. No, hey, you're right. You know, you're right. I'm smaller than you, whatever. But you know, I'm good at math. You're not. I've seen you in class. Look, man, as no offense, let me help you. All right?
It does feel like that.
Let me help you. I bet your dad treats you like shit, and that's why you suck at school.
Wow, this got
real. And I'm just hey, 80s movies, man.
This got real.
The 80s fast, movies, man. Dude. That's what they are.
It's on point.
If I'm gonna say pipsqueak, I'm gonna go with shitty dad too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was that pipsqueak, so I knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is my question. This is my question for you, but also for our listeners. And I don't even think we need to answer it right now. But do you think that we end up being an away team with our wins or a home team with our wins? Where do you think we acquire more wins, away or home? Could be something to think about.
I think we acquire more. I think we split it, honestly.
Sure.
I think it's really more of an even split.
Sure. I'll be curious to see. I'll be curious to see if somebody in the comments knows like how we've done in the past, and if it alternates, if it's something where it's like, you know, under these circumstances we're really good at home.
We've definitely had years where away was like for some reason our thing. Yeah. I remember a couple of those years.
It feels like that's more often than not.
I feel like that too. Before we go, real quick, I want you. Drew came up with something the other day that made me laugh, and I need him to tell you guys because I'm going to start using it, and I need everyone out there, all you bleeders. That's what I'm calling our fans, by the way. Bleeders. I know. Okay. I was like,
this
sorry.
This is Cold-Blooded, the podcast, by the way. That's why.
I was like, I'll come up with a. I mean, you can't tell, but there's no sign. But I said I was going to come up with a better one, and then I retracted, and I was like, no, I like it. Bleeders is good. I've never heard it before. It's weird. It's silly. So bleeders out there, you got to start saying this too. Explain to them what five pots is and why you and your wife yell it at every game on offense when we're on offense.
Sure. 5 pots is fuck it, Pittman's out there somewhere. And that means just throw the ball and Pittman's coming down with it. Hey, baby. Dude. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. So that's my co-host, Isaac Allen. This has been Cold-Blooded Podcast.
That's my co-host, Drew Lynch.
We'll see you next week, hopefully with a sign.